In this video, we're going to go over APA style for italics. And hopefully this will help you with your weekly APA review. So the general rule is use italics for key terms or phrases. That one I don't really care about as much, but if you're going to define something, perhaps you would want to put that key term in italics. Titles of standalone works, titles of periodicals, for example, journal names in your references, those need to be italicized. The periodical volume is also italicized in your reference. Any letters that are used for statistical symbols, anchors of a scale, and a few others. So I'm going to go to the APA style guide for italics and just show you some examples of those that will hopefully help you with your weekly APA review. All right, so here we are with our APA style guide for the use of italics. Again, going to the APA manual is kind of your best bet to kind of read through that section, bookmarking, highlighting certain things that might be useful to you, but we'll start with this. So the first one says to italicize key terms or phrases. Now you don't want to overuse this, so really only if you're going to define something, but I'm not going to hold you to italicizing key terms or phrases for our paper. You may come across the need to italicize titles of books, reports, web pages, other standalone works, especially in your reference section. You definitely will be italicizing titles of periodicals and the periodical volume. Technically, the comma between them should not be italicized, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be able to tell if that comma is italicized or not. So here is the name of the journal article, and that's in italics, and then the volume of that journal is also in italics. Note that the issue and the page number is not italicized, nor is the comma in between. Any letters that are used as statistical symbols or algebraic variables, but you'll be most commonly using statistical symbols, those should all be italicized. Something else that you may come across the need to italicize are anchors of a scale. Often in the papers that you'll be reading, they'll be talking about a Likert scale, and you might report that in your summary in the literature review, or you yourself might use a Likert scale and need to report that in your methods section. So here you note the numbers are presented here, and then the anchors of the scale are in parentheses, and within those parentheses is italicized. The parentheses themselves are not italicized, just the words. These are the anchors of the scale, poor to excellent. Here, the Likert scale, the entire thing is put in parentheses, but note the number and the equal sign is not italicized, yet the anchors of the scale, strongly agree to strongly disagree, to strongly agree are. Now there's some other cases where you might italicize words from another language, but you need to make sure that it's not something that's also used in the English language, that it is a foreign language. Some cases when not to use italics, I'm not going to go over the specifics of this. I don't think you'll really come into this very often in your writings, for this class at least. There's also this idea of using italics for emphasis, but again, I don't really think you'll need to use that in your writings. And this idea of reverse italics, very unlikely that you'll come across it in your writings as well. So, but just note that there are other rules besides the ones I am introducing you to.